been so far?
Been great. These guys are picking up stuff fast. They have a real worker's attitude. We have fun, but they're not messing around, and I like groups like that.
I know he's not on the actual roster, but Emmanuel, you've been working with him time and stuff. He had kind of a struggle late last season after the trade. Did you ever look at film of what he was doing with the Knicks last season?
Yeah. I think a lot of it was just uncertainty. You know, you come to a new team, you don't want to ruffle any feathers. You're already a little insecure because it didn't work out where you were at. So I think that combination of all of that stuff probably had him playing a little tight, where he didn't want to make mistakes. And there was some technical stuff there that I think we can develop and help. Trying to really work to get the hits out of his shot, make him a better finisher around the rim, a more reliable defender, things like that. But I think overall he was probably, just watching him on film, he looked a little uncertain and tight.
With Mitchell, what is his biggest adjustment?
I think more than anything, it's just playing. There's a lot of guys that just had more trips up and down the court than him. And what you learn trip to trip, he hasn't gotten that yet. And, I just think a matter of time of him seeing situations, getting comfortable with the system, the actions, where he starts to see things a step ahead, and it's not just in that moment and it's a surprise. But that's going to come. Again, it's just reps and, going through your offense and your defense over and over again. But the kid picks up stuff really fast.
What have you seen from Knox in a couple practices that points out to you?
It's just so skilled. Yeah, his skill set is just, he's got a really high skill set. And it's just fun to watch him and Mitchell out there with that wingspan. I got a crush on wingspan. So to see some of the plays he can make just from his natural ability, he's probably got, and this is bad for my defense because we're not blocking out well enough, but he's got 3 or 4 tip dunks in live action that not a lot of people could have went to where he went to get it. So it's been fun just watching these young athletes fly around.
Getting back to Emmanuel, you said there's some technical things. I mean, do you still feel there's so much talent there that is still not?
Yeah, it's not for me to judge him. I see a guy who was drafted, high in the lottery. It didn't work out at his first destination. But a lot of people would have drafted him where they drafted him, so it's something there. And there's an explosiveness, there's a physical presence there at that guard position that he brings that I think I like the idea of me trying to reach in there and tap into it.
Do you have to bring him down and restart with him, or do you feel like there's
No, he's been coached. Mike Malone's a heck of a coach. He's been coached already. He knows a lot of stuff about this league. It's not a lot of stuff that's wrong. It's just trying to put him in a position to highlight his attributes, and put him in a position to be successful while at the same time adding little things to his game.
You were saying you were watching practice with Frank yesterday. Do you have to do the same thing with him just to get him to see the game as you do? How do you impart that into something?
Absolutely. We spend time with the film. That's a bonding moment for me and my player. It shows him that I'm invested in him, and at the same time, he's getting the vision of exactly how I see things, coming from me. And so I'll spend a lot of time with Trey Burke, Frank, and the way I play, a lot of these guards have to see the game from that standpoint because they're going to have the ball, bringing the ball up in different situations. So, we spend a lot of time with the film and teaching and the details of it. So we're all on the same page.
Were you just guards?
No.
Were you sitting alone, or were you doing?
I do it with everybody. I do it with bigs. I already got a. He's gonna get tired of me, but about 2 of those days over there, we're gonna watch film in Latvia because I got so much stuff I've broken down and pulled, and so just stuff that Jeff was already doing, from the year before, stuff that was similar, where I could show him from his own film, hey, I'm gonna use you this way or I'm gonna use you this way. These are ways that I have some visual examples. And then I got some clips of other guys that's played for me and the situations that I've liked to play out of, and I can use those guys as examples for him as well. So I plan on watching a lot of film with him as well.
How anxious are you to see Dotson and what he can bring to the table?
I'm excited for Dot. He ended the season on that bang with the 30-point game and the 11 rebounds, and he's had a heck of an off season. The kid is just a grinder. He's tough as nails. I've given him the ultra green light to let that thing go. I want him getting up 4 or 5 threes a game if he can. But what I've been really impressed with is how much pride he's taken in detailed work, the focus of the details of the offense, the details of the defense. He's really locked in on that stuff. I've been really impressed with that.
What kind of player do you see Trier as, Alonzo?
Assassin. I see Lou Williams. Yeah, I see. That's the guy is a scorer. He knows one thing, and that's get buckets. And at his size, that's who he reminds me of, is a Lou Williams type.
I think the numbers said he played a majority time on the ball in Arizona. Do you have to get him comfortable playing off the ball?
Yeah, and now, as you can see with all of these guards, right? So I'm not getting locked into point guard, two guard, all of that, because whoever rebounds that ball or whoever's closest to getting the outlet, they're getting the ball in their hands. So that guy is going to he has to play like a point guard now. All right, he's off the ball. This guy has to play like a wing player now. So I'm really trying to get them all up to speed on seeing the game from both perspectives, with the ball in your hands and without the ball.
We talked a little bit with you at that facility, but KP is a center. What can he bring to the table at that position?
As a center? Oh, it's just Anthony Davis. You name him, he's that. It's that dynamic guy who he can outrun everybody, but you can't put a small on him. You put somebody too big on him, he can pull him away from the rim, and defensively he can guard everybody. So it really is, it's a luxury for me to have a guy that I can move around in different positions. But at the same time I might do that, I might play him at what you call the small forward.
Okay.
And go him, Luke, and Mitch, and put a whole bunch of wingspan with Kevin at the 2, and see how teams deal with that at the rim and with our length. So I can't lock him into nothing. I just see a lot of places I can use him to be dynamic for us.
Have you talked to KP about playing center? That was something he told
Well, in our conversations, I just told him, I said, I don't have a position for you. Are you cool with that? And he's like, absolutely. He's like, I don't like being put in a box, and I'm not going to put him in a position to fail. I'm not going to throw him in a situation where, maybe he's going to get some brute out there getting beat to death. But at the same time, our league really don't have a lot of those guys anymore. And so he gives me a lot of flexibility to move him 4 to 5, even to some 3.
All right. Is there anything you learned about Frank that maybe you didn't know coming in?
No, I think I got a good feel for Frank. I really do. The kid that he is, what he stands for, how he works. He's a diligent guy. He cares. He wants to win. He wants to please. Again, it's just me with him. It's just constantly showing him opportunities to be more aggressive, more assertive. But the guy is just, he's a pleasure. He's as professional of a player as I've ever been around. And that's despite his age. He has a real maturity to him. I think you guys know it through the interview process and stuff. This kid is a quality young man.